to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why I don't agree with self-diagnosis. So there's an issue currently that on TikTok people think it's cool to pretend they have autism. It is not cool. As a person who is actually autistic, and they are spreading misinformation, and when someone tells them to get formally diagnosed, they say that it is a privilege to get diagnosed. But the thing is, I just lost everything I own in November. I don't have a job and I'm on state insurance, and my primary doctor actually gave me the phone number of the local autism group to call, and they're the ones who gave me the phone number of places I could call to potentially get re-diagnosed. And then through therapy I got the phone number of the person who actually re-diagnosed me. So it's like, it's not a privilege. If you have it, you can get diagnosed because your doctors will help you. And it's very hurtful to actually autistic people, because these people are spreading misinformation and making it seem like autism is a fun, quirky thing, and it's really not. It is a struggle every single day, and it's hard to live with. Like, it's really difficult. And I don't appreciate the people who pretend to have autism and then refuse to get an actual diagnosis. I don't believe in self-diagnosing because of the amount of people who are faking it. There are also people faking Tourette's, and that's really messed up. I do not have Tourette's, but I have met people who have. And it's like, it's messed up. It's like, people need to stop faking disorders. People who actually have disorders are going through a lot in their daily lives to try to cope with those disorders, especially autism. Now, I understand autism is one of the hardest things to get diagnosed with, but the thing is, once you get diagnosed, you can get the help you need. And if you're actually autistic, your doctors and providers and therapists and everything will work with you trying to help you get re-diagnosed. And also, I don't think it's fair that someone can just be like, oh, I have autism because I say I do. When I had to go 4 years looking for someone to diagnose me and 4 hours of testing to get my new diagnosis that I have currently. Like, I don't think it's fair that someone can do that and then speak on the behalf of the autistic community. I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's fair, and I don't agree with it. I know I'm gonna offend a lot of people here, but it's just like, no. Like, if you're not professionally diagnosed, you don't have something. Now, it's okay to say, I think I might be, and then go for a diagnosis. That's fine. But completely going full on, yeah, I read the DSM-5, I have this. Like, no. It's not okay. And that actually hurts people who are actually autistic, because the people who are faking it or self-diagnosing are the people who are the ones who are spreading misinformation about autism and making the lives of autistic people so much harder. So, it's really messed up, and I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok of people faking it, and then when they get called out for it, saying that's a privilege to get diagnosed, even though, again, I'm on state insurance and I don't have a job and I got re-diagnosed and my insurance covered it. Like, it's really not a privilege. If you actually have it, your doctors will help you find someone who takes your insurance. It's not that difficult. Like, it might take a couple of years, but it's not that difficult. Like, sure, the waiting list is long, but you don't say you have something until you're diagnosed with it, because it's really messed up to do that. Like, for example, there are people who are saying ADHD and autism are the same thing. They are not. They have overlapping symptoms, yes, but people with ADHD can manage theirs a lot better than people with autism, because there's medication for ADHD. There's only 2 medications approved for autism, and it's just for like impulse control and mood stabilization. It's not actually for autism. It's just to help with impulse control and mood stabilization, and that's it. And that's risperidone, and another one that's like risperidone that I'm allergic to that I don't remember the name of. Abilify. Risperidone and Abilify are the only 2 medications approved for autism. But they're only mood stabilizers and help with OCD and impulse control. That's all they do. They don't actually help with autism. Also, I get that ADHD people have their own struggles, but it is not the same struggles that people with autism have. There is a reason why they are two separate diagnoses, and why people can get diagnosed with both. If they were the same thing, you wouldn't be able to get diagnosed with both. I'm really sick and tired of people with ADHD being like, oh my god, I know what you're talking about because I have ADHD. Like, no, you do not know what I'm talking about. Autism is completely different. Like, seriously. Like, there are some overlaps, but it's not that much. Like, it's annoying. And then people are saying that just because they have one or two autistic traits that they are autistic, and that's not how that works. You have to score a really high score on this thing to even be diagnosed with autism. There is a profession, and by the way, Asperger's is outdated. Stop using that. Like the online test, they are not reliable. Go to an actual psychiatrist and get diagnosed. Because it's ridiculous how many people on TikTok and everything else are literally taking these online tests and then being like, yep, I'm autistic, I'm self-diagnosing myself, and then talking on the behalf of autistic people and saying the wrong thing or the wrong information. For example, people who self-diagnose, a lot of them freaking don't even know what autism is or anything else and just go, oh yeah, I have autism, because they think it's quirky and cool. It's not. Let me tell you, not being able to do things by myself is not fun. Needing my mom's help for everything is not fun. Being told I'm never going to live by myself is not fun. It's not fun. Being allergic to almost every single medication I have tried because of my autism, because my body is overly sensitive to medication because of my autism, a psychiatrist told me that is why I'm allergic to these medications. Two psychiatrists, actually. The past two I've had told me because my autism is why I have severe reactions when no one else does. It is not fun. It is literally not fun being autistic. It's not fun. And I don't get why people think it's cool or funny to pretend like they're autistic. It's really pissing me off. And people need to stop. And literally, I don't care if people think self-diagnosing is valid, because I don't. As someone who went through a 4-year process to even get re-diagnosed, it is not valid. Like, it's not that hard. If you actually have the symptoms of autism, your doctor will give you resources. Another thing, you have to have symptoms in childhood. It doesn't just randomly appear. I have been diagnosed since I was 7 years old. No, 13 years old. Sorry. Since I was 13 years old, I was diagnosed. But it was outdated and the wrong diagnosis because of how outdated it was. So I had to get re-diagnosed. That's how it works. But not being able to hold a job because of my disability is not fun. Like, it's not fun. None of it is fun. And also, for the people who say that getting an autism diagnosis ruins your life, it only ruins your life if you're faking it. Because if you actually have autism, it makes it so you can get the accommodations and help you need. So, no, it doesn't ruin your life. It doesn't do anything. Like, seriously. And also, how would it ruin your life if only you and your healthcare providers know? Like, I'm so sick and tired of everyone's excuses who are pretending to have it on TikTok. It is really annoying to me. Like, really annoying. And it's not fair to people who actually have autism, because people like me who actually have autism are the ones who end up suffering because these people are spreading misinformation and attacking us. Like, literally, the people who pretend to have autism attack actual autistic people and tell them they're faking it when they have actual diagnoses of it. For example, there was a girl on TikTok about 6 months ago. She was getting bullied and harassed because people were telling her she was faking Tourette's. She went on the Dr. Phil show. She was diagnosed since she was 3 years old. Like, seriously. And then there are multiple people who have been proved to be faking things. And people still rather side with them than the people who actually have the disorders. Like, it's very not good that people are pretending to have things that they don't have. Especially something as complex as autism. Like, seriously. Like, 4 hours of testing is required to get diagnosed. And people think that they can just take one test online for 5 minutes and say that they have it. Like, no. I had to go through 4 hours of testing to get my diagnosis. Like, no, you cannot just take a 5-minute test online and say you have it. That's not how that works. If you think you have it, go to your doctor and get actually diagnosed with it. Otherwise, don't say you have it. Like, it's not okay. It's really not, because it's actually hurting people who actually have the disabilities. It's ridiculous. I just wanted to share with you why I don't think self-diagnosing is valid and how annoyed I am at this whole entire situation. And yeah, I just wanted to share my opinion on that. And I know a lot of people are going to be angry at me for it, but I don't care because that is my opinion and I'm allowed to have my opinions. Like and subscribe. Thank you.